Hey y'all, Mickey Neiman here with Millennial Millionaires. Thank you so much for being loyal fans and sticking with me. And since you guys are my loyal fans, I'm gonna go ahead and address the elephant in the room here. So we're obviously not back on the set anymore, but that's for a very exciting reason. I flew all the way from Los Angeles, California, all the way to Columbia, Missouri to bring you one of my favorite people. Her name is Megan Judy, and she has created the coolest small business helping little girls change their narrative. So before I hand it over to Meg, I wanna tell you a little bit about her. She's working on this small business called MyTurn with her husband, Cliff Judy. And in this, she has allowed little girls across the nation to dabble into job areas where they may be underrepresented otherwise. So before I pass the baton all the way over to Megan and let her kind of take over and dive into this interview, I want to tell you a little bit of a fun fact. So Megan was actually my first ever broadcast professor, and I want to take this moment to actually say thank you.
Oh,
and
you're so
I had to.
I'm so proud of you.
Well,
you're doing such a great job.
It's thanks to you for setting this foundation and really encouraging me and showing me that I can do it. And
of course you can, absolutely.
I'm trying. And that's why I had to talk to you. So I've obviously let y'all know that Megan is a professor and a small business owner, but you wear many hats.
Right, probably too many. My head's not that big.
So I've only had the opportunity to admire you and see you as this amazing woman you are, but can you tell our viewers about what you do and what these different hats look like?
Right, so I'm the morning news anchor for KOMU, which is the NBC affiliate in Columbia, Missouri. And then with that in conjunction, I also am an adjunct professor for the journalism school, which is how we met in broadcast class. And then I have 3 kids, a 14-year-old son, a 5-year-old daughter, and a 4-year-old son. So it's that one in the middle, but she's our little spitfire, and she was really the impetus behind MyTurn, just focusing on her. And then I do some anchor consulting and coaching for Newsy, which is another news organization. So, when your alarm goes off at 1:45, then there's just a lot of the day to fill. You can do so many things. And then my husband and I started MyTurn.
So obviously you didn't have enough on your plate. So
right.
You were like, I have to do something more here. Before we dive into MyTurn, because obviously that's what we're here to talk about, I want to check in with you.
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm great. I'm so well rested. And no, I'm good. This is a great time of year, and this is really the time of year where we really hope that the message of MyTurn will resonate with people, because the holidays and you want your gifts to have some meaning, maybe an inspirational message behind things. So we're hoping that the holiday season that we can kind of give people other options if they have little girls specifically to give gifts to.
So that seems like a great segue for us to really dive in, and let's talk about, I want you as the co-founder to tell us what is MyTurn and why MyTurn.
Okay, so we, about a year and a half ago, Cliff and I we just went to a store to buy Clara some t-shirts. And again, she's wild, like teeth extracted before she turned 3 wild. It climbs everything and jumps. You babysat her.
I sure did.
So she's just a little spitfire, and she loves princesses and she loves unicorns and she loves mermaids. But when you go to the store for her specific, toddler age group, that was all there was. That was it. And so we were at the store. I went one way and Cliff went the other. And by the time we met back up, I was fired up. And I was, this is ridiculous. There needs to be more options. It can't just be princesses. Why can't we have this cute little Clara as a chemist that says mix as well with others? And it's this like great empowering message. It's a little cartoon figure, something she would want to pull out of her closet, which is the key, because if she doesn't want to wear it, then it's not going to happen. And so we came up with the idea and we started doing research. We found a bunch of professions where women are underrepresented, came up with ideas for what the little cartoons could look like, and then the empowering messages and slogans. And that was the birth of MyTurn. And the company name is because kids constantly say, MyTurn, MyTurn, MyTurn. So we tried to shift it into more of an empowering message, like, yes, it can be your turn. It can be your turn.
Right, I love that, because it is definitely something where, me as a young girl, I always wanted to grow up and I wanted to have that opportunity and have this opportunities. Hello! Well, speaking of the devil, here she is. They're right here. Hello.
Hi, Declan.
Oh my gosh, well thank y'all for joining us. We're talking about MyTurn.
You like your shirts? Yeah, which one's your favorite shirt?
My dress.
Your dress? With what girl on?
Mommy.
Hi.
Can you say hi to Mickey?
Hi, Mickey.
Hello, how are you doing? I haven't seen you in a hot minute. It was a while ago. But you're a superstar on MyTurn. You're the drive behind it all, aren't you?
That's right, Clara.
5 years old.
old.
You
I'm 5 years
are
old.
5 years old.
Okay, go.
Okay, mommy.
Okay.
And you get to see firsthand experience a mom in action here,
Right.
a mom, a business owner, and you get to meet the model behind it all. So
Right.
we're gonna go to a break really briefly, but stay with us. You're gonna wanna stay here because Megan's gonna tell us all about these characters that we talked about, the MyTurn kids, and even more about how Clara has been the drive behind it all.
It's a trying time in our history, but we'll get through this together. This is Kathy E. Bennett & Associates' mantra right now. CEB is one of the first jury and trial consulting firms in America. CEB does focus groups all over the U.S. on cases that are coming to trial. They hire community members to hear a case and tell them what you think about it. The best part, you get paid. I mean, seriously, when was the last time that you got paid for simply giving your opinion? Well, if you want to learn more about how you can participate, head to cebjury.com or find them on Facebook at Kathy E. Bennett & Associates or on Instagram at cebjury.
Hey y'all, thank you so much for coming back. I'm here with Megan Judy, again, co-founder of MyTurn, and we're gonna dive right back into the statistics and the drive and the MyTurn kids. You'll finally get to meet them right here. So without further ado, I would like for you to take over and talk about the MyTurn kids.
So my husband and I are both journalists, so obviously when we were coming up with this idea, we felt like we needed a reason for the professions we chose. So we started doing, research with labor statistics and trying to figure out, we have an idea of what we think would be professions women are underrepresented in. Are we correct? So we started doing the research, and some of the ones that really kind of jumped out, we have a little pilot, a cute little pilot, and they're 7% of corporate pilots are women. That's it, 7%. We have a little CEO. This is our little CEO, and she's so cute. We gave all of them names. This is Cecilia, the CEO, just you wait, and CEO. And only 5% of Fortune 500 CEOs are women. There are more Fortune 500 CEOs named John than there are women. I mean,
Right.
where are they? So the other thing we tried to do is we have 9 girls, and they're all diverse. We tried to give different hair colors, different hairstyles, different skin tones. We just wanted everyone to feel represented. This is our little chemist. This is the very first one we came up with. And this is Clara the chemist, named after our wild little
Who we just
daughter.
met, right?
Yes, Clara. So Clara mixes well with others, our little chemist. And this one's our top seller. Clara the chemist is our top seller.
I mean, she's just so adorable. And the little pun, I'm
I
a sucker for puns.
You do love a pun. Yeah, we try to go with something empowering for all of them and something kind of catchy. But more than anything, we just want the little girls to be relatable and cute, and something that a toddler or a middle schooler would or elementary school would really want to pull out of their closet. Because moms and dads can buy all the clothes they want, but if you put it in the closet and then your daughter doesn't pull it out, doesn't matter.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
You're not empowering anything
Right.
if you can't get them to wear it.
Right.
This is Ida B. Wells, Ida the investigative journalist, and this is On the Right Side of History.
I know.
I know.
I love
Another little pun. So being journalists, we wanted to have a journalist in there. We have a little astronaut. We have a little engineer, Astrid the astronaut, Evie the engineer, Pilar the pilot. We have a little elected official, Rosa the representative. And so, there's 9 of them, and we had to stop because we have lists. We have probably 25 ideas of professions and names and slogans and the percentages, and but we had to stop because we were having trouble recognizing, we need to be able to build up some inventory. Our sizes go from infant onesies all the way to adult-sized hoodies, baseball tees, t-shirts. So we've got this huge swath of sizes and colors and shirt options, and so we needed to slow it down. We had to slow down.
Well, and that's something that I wanted to touch on as well, is how, who your target audience is. Because, you're wearing a shirt right now, and it's not just, we are seeing small sizes here, it's just kind of what we grab from the top of the box, but you see everyone wearing them. Everyone has the opportunity to wear them. And so why did you decide, okay, even though it is made to empower young women, why did you make sizes for adults even?
So it's been really really wild to see how many moms and grandmas will buy them because they want to, kind of empower the young girl in their life, or they buy matching ones. We've had a lot of mother-daughter matching ones or grandmother-granddaughter matching ones. We've had so many teachers buy, elementary school teachers, so that they can wear them. I'd say the biggest seller for teachers is the little astronaut, and it says aiming high. She's super cute. And so it's been great to see adult women who think, I want to wear this and spread this message as well. I'm around young girls. So, and then we get those dads, those super cute dads like my husband, and he wears his all the time. Our adult hoodie is actually a unisex hoodie. And so we get lots of dads who want to wear them to, show their daughters that they're like feminists too.
And that's part of why I wanted to sit down and talk to you about this, because when you're a fabulous human being and you're creating this fabulous company, but it lines up with the really big movement in today's generation, this feminist movement and this movement towards equality, and something that, growing up, I wasn't super exposed to, and it was nothing about my parents or about who I grew up with. It was just growing up, I was either going to be a cheer coach, or I was going to be maybe a journalist, or
right.
I was going to be a nurse, or something that I saw modeled after for me.
Right.
But it rewrites everything.
So we're hoping, and it also hopefully redefines the idea of feminism. It's not the dirty word that that generations ago it kind of was labeled as. And so this idea that like we just want little girls to have this in their vocabulary. And so for our daughter, we started this when she's 4, and to hear a 4-year-old go into her closet and say, today I want to wear my CEO shirt is pretty amazing. Or, that's my astronaut, and that's my engineer shirt, and that's my chemistry girl. And so we're just adding vocabulary into her vernacular that maybe she wouldn't have, instead of, I'm going to grow up and be a princess. Well, actually, sweet pea, you're not.
Right.
Like we live in Missouri, and we're far from royal, and you're not going to be a princess, and we never call you a princess, and we don't treat you like a princess. So, but we will treat you like you could have an engineering degree. So
Absolutely.
Let's start talking about that when you're in preschool, as opposed to, do I get to grow up and be a mermaid?
Right. And that's something that I want to touch on too, is what experience or what changes have you seen with your own daughter? And then how, if any, have you seen that spread into friends or family members or teachers with this company?
Well, we actually, Clara's preschool teacher, she was doing a whole segment on farming and agriculture and where does your food come from? And so she messaged me and she said, oh my gosh, I need the farmer shirt in my size, because we had a little boy raise his hand and said, only boys can be farmers. And this is in preschool. And she said, no, girls can be farmers. And he said, no, only boys can be farmers. And so she's like, I need the shirt. So we brought her one the next day, and she wore it in class. And so then it started a conversation with the preschool class of girls can do anything boys can do. There are not gender specific roles. There shouldn't be. Our house, we very much don't follow gender roles. My husband is the all-time laundry, grocery shopper, and cook. Lucky me. Right. So, we just, we don't have that in our home. And we love the fact that it's spreading to her preschool, and that those kind of conversations are happening among her friends and with her teacher, who is so awesome to, kind of take the bull by the horns and say, no, we're not going to do this. Even you're 3, 4, 5 years old, we're going to start this conversation now.
Absolutely, and it's a conversation that needs to be had, and is starting right here in Columbia, Missouri. It's, people joke around, and if you guys have never heard, I've heard people say here, no coast. They call it no coast because we're a landlocked state, but something this big and this impactful can start right here. And so when we come back from the break, we're going to have Meg talk more about how she has these steps that she has made to keep going forward, and what it's like, what are the highest highs actually and the lowest lows when you're creating your own company? Because while it is fabulous to make an impact, there are definitely some days where it can be harder than others. So make sure y'all stay with us, and we're gonna have more after the break.
The anti-aging angel Angela strives to keep it real. Angela had a front row seat in 2004 when derma fillers were first introduced and has been performing facial sculpting since its inception. She excels as an injection specialist in Botox, Dysport, Sculpture, Radius, Juvederm, Restylane, Perlane, and that's just to name a few. Angela has a wonderful eye to visualize the outcome and skillful hands and expertise to bring you the look that you desire. Angela is all about balance, balancing the right products, treatments, and lifestyle to maximize your potential to look and feel your very best. Angela works in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but if you have any questions, email her at injectionsbyangela@gmail.com.
Hey y'all, thank you so much for sticking with us, and as promised, we're still here with Meg and Judy, and we're gonna kind of talk about what actually goes into creating a small business, and it's no small thing to dive into this.
No.
So what if someone is out there, they're like, I love this idea, I had actually an idea like this on my own,
Right.
Maybe I should dive in and do it. What advice do you give to these folks?
So I guess for us, for Cliff and me, the fact that we're both journalists was like a blessing and a curse. We're really good at finding information. Excellent. We're really good at asking questions and getting people to lead us in the right direction. We kept joking like, one of us should have gotten a business degree. This would have been really helpful if one of us had gotten a business degree, but we met in journalism school, so that's the way it goes. But we've just kind of learned as we go. And it's a lot of, figuring out, okay, you have an idea. Well, what do you do next? And trying to find the steps has been, and maybe we've taken unconventional paths. We've gotten a lot of really wonderful advice, which has been great, but we had to, get a lawyer and work on a trademark and a logo and find an artist and copyright all the images and, create a contract with our artist who, actually our artist is a girl I went to high school with, who she drew these like cute little people when we were in high school, graduated, hadn't seen her, talked to her in 20 years. And then when we came up with this idea, I was like, man, I wonder. And so her name's Amy Madai. She lives in St. Louis, Missouri. And so Facebooked her and said, hey, remember me?
Right.
Do you still draw those cute little people? And then we started this conversation. She teaches at our alma mater, so it's an all-girls school. So she obviously, female empowerment is completely her platform. So we get our artist, and we have to copyright the images, and did market research to figure out like, are we stepping on anyone's toes? So that was also kind of a potential pitfall. How do we figure out, like, do we have an original idea? And so, the thing about the apparel industry is the lines are so blurred. Everybody kind of has like a fairly similar idea. And so we are not necessarily reinventing the wheel here, but we were putting our own spin on it. So that, and then, company name. Can we get the domain names? Can we get there's just like all these little things. Gotta get a bank account. Where is this money gonna come from?
Right.
And we did a Kickstarter, which was incredibly successful. We set a goal of $10,000 for the month, for Kickstarter 30 days, and we surpassed that, which was great. So, we've had wonderful response from people, really great press, which has been great. We were on MSNBC within like 3 or 4 days of launching our Kickstarter, which was, a nice little thing for our social media. And so, we hired somebody to build our website because we had to recognize the spots where we knew where like our abilities ended. And building like a really, really great website was definitely out of our wheelhouse. Setting up our Shopify, because it's an e-commerce site, so Shopify, setting all that up and building the site through Shopify and integrating everything. And it's wild to think back to what I didn't know a year ago, because I didn't know anything. We have learned as we go, and it's a nice thing we're doing it together, and we always joke it's been a pretty big financial commitment, but we do really believe in it. And we keep joking, like, we could have a really terrible gambling habit together. Like, maybe, some married couples, they want to travel a lot, and that's just not really our lifestyle quite yet. So we decided to start a small business.
And that's something I wanted to ask you is, how do you do it with a partner? You know,
Right.
doing it with a business partner is one thing, but especially someone that you wake up with, you go to sleep with, you
Right.
have children with. What has that been like?
It's been a lot of fun. We've just really enjoyed the process and coming up with ideas, and we're both so passionate about it that it never feels like, I think if it were one of us took the reins and it was that singular person's company, then it might feel like more of a drag on the family, financially, from a time perspective, just from like a mental space perspective. Like we talk about it a lot, but it's, we talk about our kids a lot. We talk about like this new baby, MyTurn, our other baby. And so it's been so wonderful to do together, and we're proud of how we interact with each other with it. And, it's like a really positive thing for our marriage. And even beyond that, our little ones, maybe it's not impacting them quite so much yet, but we've definitely looped our teenage son into, servitude.
Right.
Welcome to your unpaid internship with MyTurn. We let you live with us and we feed you, but you also need to stuff some envelopes and sort some shirts, and it's been really great for him too, just to see the process of us building, because he really was in on the conversations from the get-go, and not necessarily like, are you on board? Do you want to do this with us? But just hearing us talk about all the different steps. And he jokes, he'll say like, well, I'll take it over when you guys are ready to retire, and it is a big company, and he'll say things like, well, when we meet with investors, I'll wear a MyTurn shirt.
Oh my God.
What investors are you talking about, kid?
He's 14, right?
Right. Yeah. So it's been really great to see our teenage son be so excited about this clothing line that is made to empower little girls.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and it's something that I have, and I don't know if I've told the viewers this or not, but I have 4 brothers, and so me watching my brothers have all these opportunities in fields is something that I didn't know was possible. But this is allowing Cooper to see something different for his little sister and both of his little siblings, and that's really interesting. That's something I didn't think about, is that family impact that it has, because it is so close to home with you.
Right.
I want to take this moment to just appreciate you.
Oh.
I mean, you talked about all this, you've shared this story with us, and back to what we talked about in the beginning, kind of coming full circle, you're a mother, you're a professor, you're someone that I call a mentor and a great friend. I mean, you're a small business founder, the list goes on and on. I'm forgetting 500 things, and I just can't even keep up with it all, much less you, and you've done a fabulous job. And so my final question for you is really, what, if you had to say one thing, one phrase or whatever, if someone asked you, what is one thing you want me to remember from MyTurn, what would that be?
I'd say, it can be your turn. And that's the whole point of it. You no need to wait. There's never a right time or a wrong time. It's your turn. And so that's what we hope that our company, if it gives one girl, one boy, one mom, one somebody, darn it, it is my turn. I can do that. It's okay for me to go ahead and take that leap. And because we took a heck of a leap.
Yeah, sure did.
It's like a hold hands, close eyes, and jump, and let's see where we land. And so, but yeah, it can be your turn.
And it's absolutely paying off. Even, again, like we saw earlier, a mother stopping by to get a shirt for her daughter to wear at school, and your children's teachers reaching out to wear it, and your children, and it's just phenomenal. And I'm so excited to continue to watch you soar. And I want to say thank you so much for sitting down and sharing your story and being vulnerable and having this opportunity to show my viewers, what a wonderful person.
And I'm so
you
proud
are.
of you.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it. And I'm gonna let you get back to your everyday life.
Parenting.
Yep, absolutely. I should say thank you for continuing to change our tomorrow. And if you guys want to continue to look into it, Megan and Cliff Judy are doing their website. MyTurn is linked on my page, mickeynieman.com. Go under the featured tab. You can find more about them. You can order your shirts, sweatshirts, dresses. You can get a gift right there. So continue to stay there. Additionally, while you're on my page, go to that Get Featured tab. And if you or someone you know has $1 million idea, click there, and then maybe you could be the next Millennial Millionaire.
Bringing most bands to shame, Austin, Texas favorite Forever Starts Today knows exactly how to hit hard. Powerful pop, punk, and female vocals make Forever Starts Today a pleasure to catch live. The youthful and constant rhythm produced by the band keeps you wanting more. Taking the local scene with a whirlwind of shows, screaming fans, and bumping fists, FST is a name to keep on your radar. Having highly skilled musicians making up the band, it's really no surprise to your ears when you hear their level of immense talent in the form of music. Stay tuned because right after this, we have a quick minute-long clip from their most recent music video, Reckless. And if you want more from Forever Starts Today, you can find them on Apple Music or Spotify.